Hello, everybody. Welcome to A Lot of Help with James Lott Jr. I'm James Lott Jr. So I'm plugging my phone in because it's no. Gonna make that phone plug into the phone. Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's another new episode. It's a new year. It's 2025. We've been dealing with a lot of stuff here in Los Angeles, the fires, everything. So welcome back, everybody. I know a lot's going on. Um, we have another year of great episodes for you coming up. I'm gonna have guests of all kinds, plus my own little tidbits here and there and things like to share because I am a certified life coach, professional organizer in several areas. So if you really seriously need some help, I'm here to help you. Go to lottahelp.com for information. Send me a message. We can start talking. Also, I have a blog over there too at lottahelp.com, my blog post, where I post usually Monday through Friday, all kinds of hopefully helpful information and thoughts that I have that you may relate to. I'm all about being relatable, relating to that. I hear things from my friends, I see things out in the public. Sometimes my clients bring up good subjects, and I try to talk about them with you. We're on Facebook at lottahelp.com too. Check that page out. I have more stuff coming from that page. I was like, I Facebook, I've kind of like, I was like, okay, here, and I just post every once in a while. But now I'm starting to get more involved in the pages. And on that page, I'll do more mental health stuff, more things. I mean, I'm working on it's gonna be 2025, full service, full multi-purpose. We're working it out. Because you are important. Don't mind. I have a presentation, and I'm going to, and I think at some point I'm going to release a couple of ebooks, like those small books with some of these things that I'm doing, those pieces of advice and ways to handle certain situations. This one is called "No" is a complete sentence, and that is something that I've always said, and it's just something that is important because saying no is a controversial and many times complicated word to use. You're a kid, you're like, no, no, no. Well, we hear that kids say it all the time. But as you get adults, sometimes it's hard to say no. There are a lot of folks who can't say no, and that causes problems. And so that's what I want to talk about. Um, the whole overview of this is saying no is okay. Saying no should have feel no shame or guilt. If it doesn't work for you, which is my favorite phrases, this does not work for me. It does not work for you, and it's okay. And also sometimes you don't need an excessive explanation. Just no, I don't have to explain to you shit. But there might be times you want to explain and you want to get something across, but you don't always have to explain everything. Sometimes you can say no. That's just my answer. My answer is no. And you don't like the answer, that's on you. I don't have to explain shit to you. One of the things that I try to teach in my practice and teach people when I do these talks is to embrace your feelings, whatever they are. And in terms of no, I want you to embrace that as a tool for self-care and for effectiveness in life. I want you to embrace that no is part of you, it's a part of your vocabulary, it's part of your arsenal, it's powerful, and that you can use it when necessary. Some of the things that happen, with embracing that and saying no is why you're saying no. When you so like okay, somebody presents something to you, and you're like, no. Um, but it can be but it can be a challenging thing because maybe you're saying no to something that will save your life or not save your life or endanger your life. You're saying no to a situation because you already have enough work on your plate and you just really can't do it. But you're thinking to yourself, I could, if I just do this, maybe I could do more. Or you're a people pleaser. So you want them to think you're a bad person. You say no. But you have to kind of understand as you come to that no, especially if it's like work or an event or something, just like, and you have so much going on, you don't want to overcommit. You don't want to overcommit. You don't want to overdo because then nobody really wins. Okay, so you show up to an event and you're not really wanting to be there. That energy comes with you. It just comes whether you say something or not, it comes with you and it comes out of your pores. Then you're resenting that person because you're there because you really don't want to be there, and and then people are asking for your attention, and you just like trying to give it. You're not giving them full your attention, your full attention. It's just not a good situation. Um, so I would tell you like a couple of ways to be able to say no with confidence, but also with kindness. There's always going to be mean. Not really. If you're just making a simple decision that's best for you, you feel is best for you, obviously there's no reason to be mean. And there are ways you can say things. Um, and so I'll give you an example. You can say, "Thank you so much for inviting me. I just have so much going on that day that I'm gonna need to bow out and say no, just because I got so much to do that day." Oh, here's an example. So for me, there's things I get to say it this morning. I love it. I get to use the example. So I'm invited to a taping of a show for one of my other shows that I do. So it's basically work. It's work pleasure, but it's mostly work. And it starts at 12:45. I gotta be there. It starts at 1:45, but they want you there at 12:15. That's the call time. But I live somewhere else, not close by. So it's gonna take me like an hour to get there, plus there'll be an hour to get ready, plus getting up in the morning. And so there I was asked if I could do a recording tomorrow, which is also important. The recording is important also, but it's not dire. It can be done another day. At first, I looked at the big picture and I was like, okay, can I squeeze it in? So anyway, I can bring it in there. Because they said they were only available in the morning to early afternoon. Obviously, my things in the morning. I looked back and I said, I can't. I just can't. And I said, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry to say no because I have so much to do in the morning for this thing. It just would be fair to myself to try to squeeze this in, but if that's another time. That's it. I didn't no over explanation, no crazy talk. Just like that's just basically what it is. And they understood. They were like, "We got it." But I did look to see maybe. But see, I didn't want to just like, well, okay, well, I get up at 6:30 in the morning, and we do the movie at 7. I don't want to do all that. I'm tired. I need my sleep. I'm not fully awake that early. Yes, I could have done that, I guess. And then, but then I'm worried about, I won't fully be in the interview because I'm thinking about what I got to wear. I got to get ready for this thing. I got to head out there. So I was like, no, nope, 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 nope. Let's save all that, as I say, looking out for your tomorrow self. That's a whole nother show. Your tomorrow self. No, we're not doing all that. No, we're not doing it. So, but I said just politely, just like, can we just do another day? I really want to get this done, but that's be another day. I just can't. I don't want to add anything to it. And they understood. It was like, it was no big deal. And that's something just be plain about it and non-combative. Just like, I'm sorry. I can't come to your sister's thing. Thank you for inviting me. I just have too much going on. Or I can't take that job right now, that gig right now. Please keep me and I always say, please keep me in the loop for any future gigs. I just have something going on at the same time because I can't do it. There's ways you can say it. Your tone doesn't have to be crazy. You have to have an answer like, no, bitch, I can't do it. So stop asking. Or no, I can't, I'm tired. Like, you don't need all that. No, that's still just, I can't do it. You can be really nice about it. But the other thing you have to stand in when you go to confidence. So that's the kindness part. The confidence part is knowing that when you say no, you don't have to give an explanation. You don't have to. You have a right to set boundaries. You have a right to say or not say what you want. And even if somebody says why, you go back to the kindness part. You can say, I know you want to, I'm not trying to be rude, just that I have some personal things going on. I'd rather not say. But the answer still is no. Thank you for asking, or thank you. Have a great time, blah, blah. You don't have to say anything else. Actually, you don't have to say that if you don't want to. You just say, well, my answer still stands as no. You have some folks who will try their best for their own selfish reasons to get you to say yes. They have nothing to do with you. It's their own reasons to get you to say yes. And no stands, if you don't learn anything else for today, no stands as its own response. There is no requirement to justify or provide additional elaborate excuses. Don't have to. You know, and what does that do? It gives you autonomy. It gives you agency. Um, and you're respecting your own personal boundaries. And it's forcing them to have to, whether they respect it or not, take a personal boundary. When you say no, so we did the confidence and kindness. When you say no, there's a whole thing about the importance of boundaries. These are the importance. Your personal well-being. You want to avoid burnout and stress. Maybe you're trying to preserve some kind of mental or emotional energy, depending on what the situation is. Also, boundary setting, healthy relationships, or you want a healthy relationship. Clear boundaries foster respect from others. You teach people how to treat you by acting the way you want to be treated. You teach people how to treat you by acting the way you want to be treated. So I say that one more time. You teach people how to treat you by treating others the way you want to be treated. If you don't hear anything else from that, take that home. When you also, communication is key. So when you communicate no, or communicate reasons why you're saying no or not saying no, um, you're communicating your personal limits. It also prevents resentment and misunderstandings. Like I said earlier, the later. Okay, I'll go. I really don't want to be there. And you go and you resent them for making you be there. Then a lot of times you don't even have a good time because you're still upset because they made you go. Now, in a professional space, um, saying no to tasks or commitments um, that you're already just, for me, for example, at my last job, one of the reasons why I quit, I had an assistant for a while because I was so busy. And then he started taking my assistant away to work on the boss's projects. And so I was getting back. I had on my desk, I had an inbox. I felt literally inbox. I felt like it was almost a joke, like Candid Camera, and that's how old I am. Candid Camera was nearby. That thing never went down because new work kept getting on top of it. It was just exceedingly too much work. And then I started saying no. I started expressing that I need help. This is too much. I can't physically do it. I was going to work 6 days a week, working. I like that. Just after I had to stop doing that too. Saying no to tasks or commitments that exceeds capacity helps maintain the quality in your current responsibilities. Because yes, you get spread thin, nothing gets done right. You don't want overextension, and you don't want poor performance. You want to mess up. That's when mistakes happen because you're so busy, not paying attention. Now, we have to also do when you stand and know, realize some of the reasons why we say yes a lot. One, fear of missing out. FOMO. I never have that. I don't have FOMO. I just don't. I've done a lot in my life. I don't think I'm missing out on anything. But there are folks who do feel like, because social media or professional opportunities, they feel like they're missing out. Okay, need to be liked. Desire for approval. Of course. Of course. You say yes because you want everybody to like you and know that you're a good person, and that you're dependable. And that leads into also being a people pleaser. That's another reason why we say yes a lot, because you just want to make sure that they feel good no matter what cost it is to you. You're so busy trying to be the good person and do everything they need and ask, but you're like falling apart at the seams. Also, maybe you don't have clear goals or clear priorities or a clear vision about how your life is. Um, so sometimes you say yes just because. Now, on the flip side, well, I guess it's the same side of the coin, maybe underneath it, there is if you don't say no, you'll get burnout, you'll be tired, you'll have resentment, frustration, anger, you'll feel compromised, and you'll lose your own self-respect because you're just like you're just doing what everybody else wants you to do. No, we don't want to do that. Now, some of the things you could do to help yourself in the saying no space, you have to be self-aware. You have to be self-aware. Um, know your personal limits. Know what your priorities are, and know what your non-negotiables are. What are your rule breakers, game changers, all that stuff. You gotta know what that is. Like what that is. Um, you have to know, and I think that's a good place to start. Sometimes I say write it all down. I have pads everywhere. Let me show you. Pad, pad. Okay, you can see pad. I have pads everywhere. I'm always writing stuff down because I like to see it, first of all. And I can think of it, you start thinking, or you type it on the computer or your phone or whatever, a voice thing. What am I, what I what would be too much for me? Got it. When you're saying now, I just said it earlier, kindness, but also clarity. Be very clear in how you speak. And I always say, just, I mean, you can be polite about it. I'm sorry, I can't. I won't be able to help you with that. I appreciate the offer, but I can't. There's all these different words you can say, or thank you so much, but I have to bow out. You know, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't take that on. Or simply things like, I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. I'm not really into that. But thank you. Um, I always say keep it minimal. Don't say too much. Sometimes you can talk yourself into a corner. Sometimes you can talk yourself into doing saying yes. You talk round and round and round. Well, I don't know about this, and I should do that. And next thing you know, you're doing it. If it now depends. Like I said, for me, it was a time issue. So I go, can't do tomorrow. For the rest of the week, I'm open. I think I told them. The rest of the week, I'm open. And so you could pick. Or I sometimes because I do a lot of bookings, I'll say, so I can't do Friday or Saturday, but if they're available next week, I have these dates and times open. They can pick whatever time they want. To me, that's I'm saying I'm trying. I can't do that day, but I have these days, and that's I'm offering a solution because also too, you don't want to break 10,000 bridges either. It might be a situation you just can't do it for now because of scheduling or whatever, or you don't want to overstretch yourself. Offer a solution that could help for them. Being solution oriented is my favorite things in the world because you can all have a problem. But it's like, well, what's the solution? Oh, so I can't make it. You're free Friday. I'm free Friday too. I can do 12 o'clock Friday. Perfect. I'll see you on Friday. I love that. That's how you say it. So get yourself ready to say no. I know it sounds cliche, but sometimes just practicing it. Grab a friend, a sibling, your mother, father, in the mirror or whatever. Just like, no. Give yourself scenarios to say and practice. No, I can't do that. No, I'm fine. Like just role play yourself. It works sometimes. It does. You also, when you're saying no, because you don't want things to escalate. I mean, you can't. First of all, you can't. People are going to feel how they feel by whatever you say. You can't control that stuff. You can control yourself. So I always tell people, at least if you have a calm demeanor, a friendly but firm tone, and have direct eye contact, but you go in compassion and kindness and control, it's good. Then if you're playing about it, then people can get mad, but they can't really say much about you. They can make up stuff for it, but for the most part, you can say, well, no, at least he did tell me this. He was very clear about that. You want people to go, okay, I get it. I didn't like the answer, but you know what? I totally get it. Right? You want to be able to say, okay, get it. I've had the experiences where I was like turned down for things, and they explained it to me very plainly. This is what happened. And that's why. Oh, okay, I'm like, okay, I got it. Okay, I totally get it. I had no idea, so I like that. So as I end this, just remember the key things are: no protects your time, your well-being, yourself, your relationships in the long run. Um, Communicate with kindness, but be firm. But you don't have to be mean. And basically, three, it takes time to get used to it. You're not gonna do it overnight. Overnight, you're not gonna do it overnight. That's just not gonna happen. But you have, but there is, it's you can do it after a while. After a while, you start getting into it. You start saying, "Oh yeah, I like the outcome of this," and not as scary as you think. And I'm saying no all day long to all these spam calls, telemarketers. Today, for some reason, I'm just getting a ton today. What is going on, folks? It's like, no, no, no. I'm James Lott Jr., certified life coach in several areas. If you want to work with me, I'm totally, you can vet me out. I'll vet you out, whatever. We can talk about it. Free consultation, a lot of help.com or James Harrison, no, excuse me, jharrison.aol.com. That also works too. A lot of help is on Facebook. Follow the page. There's so many episodes of this, audio and video. So audio, we're on every audio streaming service you think of. And then video, of course, is JLJ Media on the YouTube channel. I'm James, and say no. It's a complete sentence.